dudes. So I just had a package arrive in the mail, and it's something that is relevant, and it's this. Now, as y'all know, Carla Turner is one of my heroes. And I have never got to finish reading all her books because of time. I'll be reading it and then it'll get erased because I had an ebook copy or whatever. And I have always wanted one of the first editions, and they recently re-released her books. The people in charge of her fund, her trust fund, or I'm not quite sure how all those legal things work. And with that, the books that would normally have cost me $50 to get are now down to a couple of bucks. And I could have bought the reprint, but I really, really, really have been wanting the first edition. And I'm about already halfway through it because I was slowly reading it through ebook. And I mean slowly because what I had was a copy that somebody had put in, and it was just full of errors and typos. And I remember I had contacted them and said, hey, turn this into an EPUB and clean it up, and then life happened. I mean, big time life happened, and so they went and moved on and took my idea and did it themselves, and they've done a wonderful job, and I'm so happy. It doesn't matter if it wasn't me. What matters is it's out. So excitedly, also trying to find where the fuck I was when I lost it before, so I can pick it up. I flipped to a random page. So I'm going to do a quick reading of this book for you. Oh, and I haven't really introduced to have it. It's Into the Fringe by Dr. Carla Turner, a true story of alien abduction. This is how she found herself basically falling down the rabbit hole, and what spurred her to become one of the world's most prominent pioneer researchers. The next morning, I called to see if anything had happened. At first, the only response was that Megan had heard strange noises in the house, waking up 3 different times. The first sound that disturbed her was James's bedroom door opening and closing, but when she nudged David awake and asked him to check it out, he replied sleepily that she'd only heard the cat. We have that around here. The opening of the door, slamming of the front door constantly when no one's there. The second noise she heard was the sound of heavy, crunching footsteps in the front yard near the picnic table, about 20 feet from her bedroom window, which was open. And the last thing she remembered hearing was a frightfully loud, long train rumbling nearby, which never seemed to pass, followed by the hoot of an owl. And I just flipped to this page randomly, and I was like, well, that completely describes that time that was the rumbling and I thought it was lightning and then the world turned off. That's very close. And I've only heard of one other event with the loud rumbling, and that was a mention from that Butch Witowski made in one of his speeches about human mutilation. So I was like, wow. I'm so excited to have a physical copy, because now during my me time I can take and I can actually read it. I really hate trying to read on ebooks, and this is why the ebook popularity has started to fall, because it's no longer a shiny new thing and people are realizing that paper books are just so much better, and to catch up on it. And I highly recommend this. If you're going to look at Dr. Carla's work, and even though more has been discovered since she passed on, her work is very fundamental. One thing I have noticed is that her common sense approach is being completely forgotten, as you've heard me mention before, where she stands there and she says, let's just stick to the facts. If you're being channeled to, you could be lied to. She actually says that at one point, and I'm paraphrased by me. And people are not taking a scientific approach and, oh, it was channeled, it must be true. And even people that claim to have been really close to her work seem to have lost their way. And you know, I'm not putting them down, because they've been researching way far longer than I have, and they know things that I don't, and so therefore there must be a reason, but I've yet to dig out what it is, and why you would leave a trust nothing approach when it comes to entities telling you things. That's like saying, oh, sure, you can believe the government, just ask an Indian. So anyway, this is it's now affordable again, guys. Check it out. Look at the beautiful condition of my copy. I am so thrilled. My regret in this is that she passed before I could meet her. I actually remember finding her one day on the internet when she was going strong, and the concept of screen memories had just been released, and then life happened. I had to deal with a divorce and some other matters, so that by the time I could return, she was gone. So that's one of my life regrets, is that I did not get to meet this fabulous and bright person. So if nothing else, guys, check out her hard work. It's worth it. Okay? Bye-bye.